Witness the great ish of N Mc Bunda ish. Witness the great ish of N Mc Bunda ish.
The L in the life means learning.
Hallelujah.
In the word life, that L means learning. So we keep come on now.
Like he has to say that.
Like, we keep on learning in life. Yeah. That L in life, I'm still gonna find out what does the INFE mean, but the L.
My father, I know all those meanings.
The L means learn. Yeah. You understand? Your parents are still learning even today. As much as they are wise.
We all learn.
As much as they are wise, they learn. You understand? These TVs, these computers in the house, you set them up, they learn that. You understand?
Okay.
Views to life also. Yeah. Your parents have been living for like over 60 years. Yeah. You understand? They might have not seen things that you see now, and when you're about fundisa, things about life. But you are young. But you have parents who wouldn't accept that. They have pride and egos and say, me, I'm fundisa umntwana. That can't happen. You understand?
Choice in perspective.
It's been a minute.
It's been an hour.
Yo, I missed home.
Abu Shani, you're good. Ave. Listen, guys.
What is he saying?
You know me, when I say it's me, you'll say Bunda, right? I'm gonna say it's me. Mosheli lapo nawe. Niti Bunda. Nieswa. It's me.
Bunda.
It's me.
Bunda.
Legion.
Yes.
What's up, yo?
Sanbalani, Tumalang.
Hello.
It's me. It's your voice of God once again.
You wanna say it's me? Eh?
Here we go.
Yeah, it's me.
It's the voice of God.
They sound like here we go.
Bunda.
It's me again, the voice of God. We are back for one. I've missed this. Just having few technicalities, and yeah.
But
they won't stop us. We are going.
Exactly.
These haters are trying to bring us down. Satani didn't win because the voice of God is here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, yo, man, look at the trip number. It's summer. No, it's spring.
It's spring. No, man, you are black. You're allowed to say it's summer. Bro.
We are tripping.
Wow, because you're black.
My guy does this. So he was like, yo, Bunda, just wear this and things.
Wait, what do you mean he does? What do you mean he does things?
No, he does the issue. I'll tell you the issues.
Yes, because me, I like things.
So
okay.
it's mostly
It's supporting.
We are
Shut up.
tripping in
It's
the
supporting.
issues.
You know, please, can you just can I make a very much a point here? First of all, the only reason why I like things is because you know what? Local like designers and people that are selling merchandise, yeah, they have really good things.
Yeah, they do.
This is where this dress doesn't come off some, you know, like clothing line or for like a really, really good shop, even though like those shops also sell.
Are we saying
really
black
good things.
owned? Black owned?
Okay, we don't have to really specify. There are other people that aren't necessarily black that are also starting off with small businesses.
Yeah.
Right? You know, so I'm just necessarily putting everybody under the same curl. But yeah, they really have nice things. This came from town, like somebody on the street, you know what I mean? Like Mugai, sorry about that. Mugai just sold me the dress, and it wasn't just the dress. I had like a nice top, like a few headbands, earrings. So I'm aware what I do, you know, girl. So it might not be ganja, but other things. So, anyways,
we see it's Pamban.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyways,
Yeah,
so I like
it's
things.
been a minute. It's been a while.
It's been a vibe.
Since we did this, we've been trying.
But we
and
did it.
our last interview, we had a very nice interview, guys. Like
Yeah, with Chuck New, come on, the gangster himself.
Chuck the gangster,
Oh my
guys.
gosh, what is in my eye?
What's happening now?
There's something in my eye.
Are these haters trying to do something to us?
Okay, I'm fine. Thank you.
Which one is this one now? Yeah?
No, it's just something that flew in my eye. Ayo, I am allowed to rub my eye, okay?
It's fine.
Just enough when something is in my nose, I will pick my nose. I'm joking.
It's mine. Abantu abadala phela bebayenza kanje. There was no death hall. Don't tell us.
Ooh, Yes.
Yeah, man. Chuck the Gangster. That was a great, informative
Interview
interview.
with my girl Kokii.
Oh, Miss Kokii.
Kokii.
Societal
Hey, yo,
norms.
I am literally saying a shout out to Kokii here, and you're literally clouding it.
Sorry.
Jeez.
We miss
I miss
Kokii.
you, Kokii.
I wish she was here.
Yes.
Hey, you know, our Kokii shit's busy.
As much as you are like it's an
Yeah,
informative.
she's
yes.
making millions out there.
Yay.
That's nice.
That's what's supposed to
love
be
you,
in it.
Coco.
Okay.
What did you love most about the Chuck interview?
I feel like this question is aimed at someone.
Nah. Oh,
There's a family joke
no.
inside the house, guys. Don't be bringing
there's
such
no
things out the
sarcasm in
skeleton.
it.
Keep it in the cup.
No, there's no sarcasm whatsoever.
Anyways, guys, no, the interview, what I liked was, of course, my questions. I'm
Of
joking.
course, you have to.
But also learning, it was a whole lot, learning about the industry. Not just from, a guy's perspective, watching interviews of other people, but actually conducting one. Not even the racism part.
just saying,
Yeah, okay, that part. Yeah.
Business side of music, everything.
You know what I mean? Highlighting at the greatness of, the growth this person experienced in what they love to do. And it made you challenge yourself. You also want to do things. You also want to be like, okay, you know what? I'm a poet. Let me put it out there because somebody pointed it out the other day, and I felt like that interview also highlighted it for me. They were like, we know you as NELEJAH, the person who sings. I hardly ever see the pieces you write.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, only people in my life know that, people that have gotten pieces of poetry from me. So I feel like that interview prompted me to be like, no man, put your stuff out there. Don't just be known as NELEJAH, the singer.
And that's why we're getting a poem from you at the end of the episode
At the
today.
end of the episode.
That's why, right? You
So
got me, girl.
back
You
to
got
what
me. You got me.
You said you were talking about the interview, Chuck. I don't know what you're talking about.
But what did you like more, Bunda? What was the highlight?
I loved everything, but mostly, it's just that what I didn't like, I was very small in that thing. Hey, I'm tiny.
Wow.
Giant, I was like,
I don't know why he points that out. Do you understand that there are females out there? Okay, I will not talk about females.
females, the females, what did they do?
No, because you know what? I like people who can be more or less outside the normality of liking someone. You just really like them for being them, You kind of think about a house full of laughter instead of a house full of a sexy man you never get to see.
Hey.
So it's like when you think about somebody and it's just weirdness, right? But you like this weirdness and you're just like, no matter, this guy has just something funny. And you like the funniness or something like that, or the way he cares about you, doesn't matter. But there's some females who are like feeling that vibe, and I'm just like, this is what happens when you actually look outside the box. You actually end up happy with somebody who could consider your feelings instead of him looking at the mirror. Some of us aren't lucky to get Prince Charmings and people that look delicious, but we also get people that just necessarily care about us, and that's what matters.
Yeah, that's
girls
what
see
matters.
that, that's why I'm like, you didn't look scrawny to most girls. It was just like, oh, I wonder that guy, because look, the girl actually lives like us. If she watches this podcast, come on, say about thing. And I'm just walking past her, and I'm just like, no, I'm hearing her and her friend. And then the things he was wearing, and I was just like,
Oh, wow.
talk about my Okay.
But what I like more about Chuck, he has a great mind. That guy,
Do you
powerful
understand?
mind.
Do you understand? It kind of the intellect that leaves you with things you jotted down in your mind, to go back and go, yeah, but then he said, I don't have to necessarily do this at this age. Let me
Dog,
put that off my
the
mind.
mental stimulation, dog,
exactly.
it's
a thrill.
It's full in.
Guys,
Yes.
before we get in the issues, I want to play people because it's still fresh. I want to play people this thing. Guys, I'm Bunda de Shanghai. Obviously, I'm Mc Bunda. It's me, Bunda de Shanghai. Now it is the hashtag and issues. Hey, man, I feel like this Shanganines, even the Zulus are inspiring the Shanganines. It's like so Shangan, there's the Zulu. Maravele, like it's Tagata the Sagiti when it ends. It's like Umabunda Mutlaka Pegi Mutu Pegum Kala. Yes! I just want to do the issues fast. Just bear with me. Okay, that's off, ne?
Yes.
Just want to do something.
The Swiss.
I'm gonna give NELEJAH the issue.
What are you gonna be? Okay, for me, right? When we pointed out the stimulating part of the interview, right? I like the way when you ask someone a question and they don't go ahead with what you were planning on envisioning the answer being. that was the part that kind of caught me off guard, and that's why I think me and Koki's questions were so bounced. They were like popcorn, like we didn't necessarily stick to topic. We literally jumped to other things. There he was, you know, it'd be like
out a bit,
that was the greatest thing about that interview. It was so much. It was like a brewing pot, and you don't just get to smell it. It fills the room. Even when you eat it, you know, your whole soul is consumed. That's why I'm like, okay, you know, when you get an interview like that, it's great. That's why I'm like, it was only informative because the questions were answered the way they were, and at the same time,
I know the song, so I won't listen to the song.
Hold on.
I know it. And that's if it's gonna play there on you.
Can my hair corroborate?
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna play. Put your issues.
Let me put my issues here.
Oh, you've got your little earphones.
Did you have to say little, dog? Like
It's little ones. It's what your boy wants.
you know,
Looks like
musicians and
mini
undermining
earpods.
filmmakers.
Where did that even come from? Joki's got his own personal issues and he bringing them all the time.
Angazi ngenzele Nonto luyamshisa Ngicela amanzi Ngipholise leviva Angazi ngenzele Nonto luyamshisa Ngicela amanzi Ngipholise lezaba wena Ngayithola ngizofaka iskiya Lezaba wena Ngayithola ngizofaka iskiya Lezaba wena Ngayithola ngizofaka iskiya Lezaba wena Ngayithola ngizofaka iskiya
Ladysmith is a place in Durban, so now you're from Kiani.
Oh.
Ow.
Kasankulu, Black Ma issues.
Okay, y'all gonna have to cook that.
When we do a li, that's what we do in issues. Okay, guys, let's get back.
Let's
get
back
to
to
the
the
issues.
issues. Let's
Yeah.
let's get back to the
Hey,
issues.
let's
So
get
tell
back.
me how it sounds in issues. This is Bunda de Shangan, a taste of the EP that will come out on the 24th
There
of
we go.
September. So this is the traditional
I
Bunda.
think the episode, the podcast episode of that week,
Yeah.
will drop the link for you
You get me.
and do the issues.
So, guys-
In the meantime, we're gonna send you links of N Mc Bunda. You listen to his music.
Malaysia is here. Kekholova production is not.
I'm the voice of God.
Why you gotta be like that? Why?
Now, obviously, I just want it to be fun.
No, do you understand that his production is literally looking at us right now, making us
I am God.
look. And please,
yeah.
please respect.
And you know another thing, is that I wish in the Chuck the gangster interview, I wish we spoke about the topics of today in terms of like pride and ego. Because that guy is super humble. Super humble. So just to hear from him what he has to say about ego and pride and when I say pride, I mean in all kinds of fields. Whether
Like-
being business, sports. Because sports, that's where ego plays a huge part, eh?
I just feel like
And I think even the creative space.
okay, it's everywhere because ego starts with human. People forget this. Human. I'm not even gonna go gender. I'm not even gonna go it's males. Oh, it's females. No, it's
Hey, let's
human.
not be-
And human now, it's like we all have choice and decision. I say this a lot. And it's like when I say it, it's like you have a choice to sort of action a situation the way you see it fit. You sort of have a way of viewing this situation where it's like, okay, what do I apply? Do I apply my sense? Do I apply my humbleness? Do I apply my pride? Do I apply my ego? You know? So as people, like I'm going to stem from Chuck a little. Chuck, like you said, is a humble guy. Am I correct?
Yeah.
In his humbleness, he shows you that in many of his decisions, he places his humbleness first because this is what makes him who he is.
Yeah.
So if you have a little bit of pride, it means that there are so many other influences that could then shadow your instinct of being humble, because this could quickly be taken away from you. Remember that.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with people. It's like, yo, you get a situation where it's artists and it's people in the soccer, whatever, guys, sports.
It's literally everything.
It's everywhere. It's because it's human. So you get humans where it's like they get a sense of power from whatever. So you get a humble person who gets a sense of power by uplifting people getting better, or maybe running in the same field as him. And then you get people with pride that feel as if on this ladder, on this level, they're the only ones allowed to climb that high.
Hey, dog,
This is when pride plays a key. So you're not human. Your human aspect comes in. It's like you're the same thing, bro. I have feet, I have hands, I have the same skin, I have the same eyes. But yet, when it comes into the corporate world, you want us to have different levels because why? Your dad has more money than mine. How, bro? When we're all trying to propel in the same direction. So now, when you say pride, you can put it under every other aspect because it's human. This person decided to act this way only because that moment they decided to make that choice to bring this person down instead of uplift them.
Pride is the biggest scam of humankind. The biggest scam. Because
you scam yourself. It's stupid.
Human beings think, and some human beings, let me say that, because
Thank you.
there are some human beings who,
as much as you say there's humble people,
they believe in grooming the next generation.
Because they
some
understand
people
they're
are
not
gonna be like, nah,
forever,
you're not
man.
gonna get this position because my father left me this position. You ain't gonna get anything from
That's
this.
that guy.
You understand? So I think if a world would be a very better place if such pride and egos are, I don't know, like they are cancelled off. Basically.
But you can't.
Listen, because if there was one thing, okay, I understand, really. We are people, mara vele we ain't going fun. Angeke sifane nani nani. But
yeah, we ain't doing fun.
so here's the thing, about me. Knowing, okay, like hence vele, as much as like you'll know me, I don't think it's like I can be humbled, right? And issues. But here's the thing that I don't get. Like even being humble, it doesn't mean like sometimes when I come out I don't have those issues. But I would fight them like, hey, humble. It's like I talk to them like, yeah. Last time I remember when I was coming back, like I'm coming, I was being bumpy suitcase and I was dressing nice. Mara say I'm the suitcase, it was like the guy wanted me to fix his laptop and thingy. So I'm like, yo, I'm dripping and then people are gonna see me now. I'm like, no man. And then I'm like, yo, wait, when I tool. It's like I was fighting this inner voice, and I think that's the ego, like Gucci. It's like sometimes it kind of tells you that, oh, you think when are you better? Then like, hey, look shy, hey, young told, it's like, I would fight
ego is a different soul in our bodies.
Nah, I so hate it.
Ego and pride, they have their own room.
And the fact that you need to deal with this
every time.
I was like, okay, man,
especially as a humble
when
person.
I have like my monies and things, but I think like the money would make it better. I'm like, okay, Mara still I wanna be low. You get me?
Yes, yeah.
And then go back this. Now again, let's say for example, now NELEJAH, like I always tell you go to like she's an expert at fast and thingy. You get me?
Yeah.
But if they see like people that like, let's say if they see which she's dope, they won't tell you they'd rather keep it.
Yeah.
Okay, why are you keeping it? Like, bro, say fine. Like, even if maybe, let's say, because I'm about to know Uzoba in, and then I'm like, yeah, it's her success. Now Uzoba successful.
You've done your part by
you
saying, but then another thing is people are now more conscious of how people take compliments nowadays.
Yeah.
Compliments, it goes two ways. Yeah. Compliments are not what they are supposed to be anymore, and at the same time people don't take compliments as compliments anymore nowadays. So people who do bring out and give them those compliments are they're like, by a care to do I give him or not? But some, they choose not to give those compliments because jealousy comes in, pride with elo uzonghlula mangamtshela.
You realize ukuthi yakubulala, right?
Yakubulala. If you live life kanjalo yakubulala.
Let's say for example, you get successful right now, like, yo, I think ngijabula ngathi into yami, bro.
Yeah.
Like I jabula as if it's my age.
Dog.
Because like we have to be successful at the end of the day.
We have to, bro.
Why get
There's nothing that stresses me like a person who consistently fails and fails because of their poor decision making.
You guys must remember, sure, as much as Mabunda is not the guy from next door, who decided that, you know what, my life is going to stand here and I'm going to just want to compete with Mabunda. He wakes up every day and makes that decision, you know? So it's not about, you know, it having a home in your head or a sense of soul, but it's a decision that you make. You guys, you're left with like a yes and a no, a maybe, not even a maybe. It's true or it's false. You know, it's never in the middle. It's black, it's white, it's never gray. You know, it's the same thing with like ego. Here's Mapunda, he's achieving more than me. I make the decision not to guti, because if you say that it's a part of me, I make every decision off of my ego.
Yeah.
So I want to eat. Oh no, it's because I'm too fancy for burgers. No, you make that decision. What are you too fancy for? You know. So the same thing with ego. Are you gonna be happy for him or are you not gonna be happy? You can't be in the middle. You know. So it's not a matter of, oh no, it's ego. It's a part of me. Oh, deal with it. That's when people normalize it. Come back now. That's self-introspection. That's when you sit there and go, wait a minute. Why are you so envious of someone who is growing on their path, on their purpose? That's stupid. So you must be a person who can look at yourself and look at your life, because you came here by yourself. It wasn't you and the other guy who are housing your mother's womb. It was you housing your mommy's womb.
And I think people at home can comment on this is Neleja or N Mc Bunda rather.
Yes.
How do you spot a friend who is not who doesn't really support you, like who is not happy with your progress or success?
You know, in the way that's sad, right? I'm gonna base it on my experience. I never knew I had toxic friends until someone pointed it out to me. And I understand it's because, you know, I'm a person with a big heart, man. So I care about like a lot of people in my space as if you are my next of kin. You are like my best friend. And this is where my brother also stated that it's my biggest flaw. But it's a flaw that I've learned to grow into. You know, a flaw where I'm like, sort of to say this, but I balance my soft heart with a little bit of futek, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
I balance that. With
that's what I'm going through
there's a
too,
boundary. There's a bit of a boundary that you have now where it's like, hey, this is where you stop messing with me.
You don't see people that mess up with you because
man.
You only see the good side of people. That's
the problem.
The
you know
bad
what
side
I mean?
You don't see, but the more people tell you that,
not even even when people tell you that, also the welcoming part of yourself, where as much as you're in a friendship, you know what the heart does is when it's lonely, there's a yearning, and you produce this sense of independency. With most people, it doesn't happen this way, but with me, it does. When I'm lonely, I turn independent. Where some guy was even like, yo, when he started dating me, he was like, yes, bro, you carry yourself. I can't even keep up. At some point, I can't even feel like a boyfriend.
You are challenged.
Like it's as if, no, don't even say it like that. So anyways, man, so I never knew that until I had to like look at myself and sort of like, hey, whoa, okay, you can't actually do that, you know? But somebody had to point that out for me, like, yo, this is what you're doing. Stop doing that. So when it comes to people who welcome people in their lives that hurt them, especially, it's because there's a part of you that decided to love this person this way, and you can't see a flaw until you let real people into your life, and you're like, wait, friends do that? You look at it, we can do this all the time, and you're like, wait, we do that? No, my friends don't do that. Then they're like, that's not a good friend. Now you start to be like, wait a minute, people would actually do this for me. Like, I never, like, in my past, I never had people who showed up. Probably one, you know, the one person you know, Gucci, shows up with you, moved you to a different place, you guys study together.
How are you, Rachel?
Hey, it's not just Rachel, there's Musa, there's Abigail, there's Musa times 2 as well. These girls are out here, man. So it's like when you and you had to say Rachel, I knew. Sorry guys.
Is Rachel that beautiful one? Is it that beautiful one, the one she always
hey yo, all my friends are beautiful. And
no, I'm not saying others are not.
Let's promote, yes. Let's promote.
Calm down, man.
Yo, I swear, y'all like.
I know you're beautiful friends. Calm down. It's not even a matter of.
I'm not laughing, man. I'm not laughing.
Like bad, like your beautiful friends. It's not even a matter of Gucci bash in their own way. No, they are not.
But inside, guys, these people are flipping scrumptious.
I would love to meet them. Come on to the podcast, guys.
And it's not just for.
I know you watch it.
Hey, Baba. Don't be deceived by the beauty.
And it's not just that, they're
What-
great
what
friends.
inside?
Thank you. That's why I love them so much. They're the ones that taught me that, yo, this is what real friends do. We show up, we support each other. And if you look at me back then, I didn't know that. Somebody had to be like, what the hell? Why are you condoning this? And I'm just like, oh, wait, am I supposed to be condoning this? No, you're not supposed. Oh, then I'll stop it. Sorry. Then once you remove them out of your life, you get this sense of, wow. This is what friends feel like.
Bro, I got
So that's
friends
what I'm
like that.
telling
I
you.
think in 2015. That was my first time actually experiencing a friend, like a friend. Like umuntu who's there for you.
I'm gonna make him smile now with what my brother told me. But
dog, we've gotta have more friends like that. But one I saw this other video. An old person was advising youth. He said, have less friends and more mentors in life.
yeah, because those turn into the greatest people. You stem a friendship from it, like you and Chuck. You probably started off as a mentor, am I correct?
Yeah.
And then you built a great friendship.
Now it's brotherhood.
Exactly.
And you know the thing about me, ne? That's why like Namanje, like it's one thing I'm now doing because I don't have friends at all. You get me?
Your family.
Yeah, Bunda fan. You get
Yeah.
me? So and thing about is like you see like now, I would say my family is the industry. Obviously, like I have the family, the mamas and issues and like that. But the
Second
other
family.
One, it's
No,
like
it's the first one.
It's like we share. There's positive energy, and we rebuke each other if something is. Mina vela one day like if I'm in the thing yom Bunda I
Hey,
that one.
hacks.
Ungangiloneli, you get me? Cause I mean like it's like this year I'm in a learning process. Like I'm actually learning. Like I'm growing.
Bro,
Every day I'm growing.
That's
like,
a good thing.
the L in the life means learning.
Hallelujah.
In the word life, that L means learning. So we keep come on now.
Like he has to say that.
Like, we keep on learning in life.
Yeah.
That L in life, I'm still gonna find out what does the INFE mean, but the
Must ask my
L,
father. I know all those meanings.
the L means learn.
Yeah.
You understand? Your parents are still learning even today. As much as they are wise,
We all learn.
as much as they are wise, they learn. You understand? These TVs, these computers in the house, you set them up, they learn that. You understand?
Okay.
Views to life also. Your parents have been living for like over 60 years. You understand? They might have not seen things that you see now, and when you're about fundisa, things about life, but you are young. But you have parents who wouldn't accept that. They have pride and egos and say, "Me, namfundisa umntwana." That can't happen. You understand?
Choice and perspective.
You understand? So
That's like a sense of masculinity, like, oh, I'm above you because just because I've lived longer means I'm wiser. No,
in the
you're
way,
learning
idea
from-
sebenzi.
this is why I'm
Idea
like to people.
sebenzi.
They're like, yeah, man, you must date older men. That's why I'm like,
young will be giving.
forget that. Oh yeah, you must date older men because older men are smart. Huh? True. Ubheka le, ubheka amasilini. That was Papa Miss- Hi, mina yazini mamelani guys. Hey. Anyone lapho angizingeni. So amaz sorry. Abakithi la.
moving right along.
Yes, ngiphuma pha. Mina angizi. And as y'all take shots, ne. Mina angizi. Can y'all move right along?
Anyway,
Niyangibona nje mina ngiyilwi mina come on ngathi ngibeka
Why are we begging?
anyways, yeah, like parents who do not want to be
Okay, back
learn
on that.
from kids.
Back on that topic.
It comes back from that corporate thing yokuthi umuntu makakhula in the corporate ladder uzitshela ukuthi I won't groom anyone because
Yeah, but it's back to that point, guys. Like, you cannot, as a person, like, every day you're learning. And the thing is, there are some people that have gone through experiences where, like, I had somebody go, yo, what you've been through is for people that are, like, married. And I'm just like, that's what life dealt me. Like, that's the card that I got. And if I had to learn, like, being moms, like, being a mom at that age, then, yeah, I'm going to be a mom. Pella, you get mom, but children that were kids that had kids at 13, 14, 15, they became moms at that age. So they had to be like mommy at that age. You learned how to be mommy at 29, abanye, early 32.
speaking
So
of
that's why I'm like, you can't just be like, oh no, I will never learn from Mntwana. Hey, yo, I had friends that were younger than me that were like moms. And these are the people that I learned from. Yo, Chami waking up at 3. Yo, Chami having to breastfeed. And it's like, I never knew that, like, pregnancy was a whole psyche. I just thought that, oh, you just carry this, living thing in your stomach, and that's it. But it's a whole psyche. Hormones change, situations change. Yo, so much about you changes, and your mental state is put under so much pressure. And I'm just like, oh wait, this is a whole step into, life. And maybe you weren't given that choice, but you were just like, this is the card you dealt with. You're gonna be a mom. So that's why I'm like to people, keep your mind open, man.
Yeah.
Like, you can be older and learn from younger people. Yeah, that's why I chill with the young crowd sometimes, and that's why I chill with the older crowd sometimes. Those perspectives are amazing. You get to be like, no, I've learned from this person. I've learned from this person. Which point works for me?
And before we wrap up,
Yeah.
there's a stat in Hlupile about Gauteng this year, in the past year.
Okay, which one?
Gauteng.
Crowd. I can't believe that, man. It's how, man. He gotta get this. How?
Man, you in Gauteng. I'm like, nigga.
No, they even know how to. They even know how to pronounce Gwazulu. Yeah, you said it so nice. Gwazulu, it's hell. No, Kwaba, I'm dancing.
Yeah, man. There's this stat I read about Gauteng.
Yes, the stats.
I'm not judging, but it's dog. I know the wrong people are the niggas, the older niggas.
Thank you. I like that point. Sorry, I even had to say it passionately. Thank you.
20,000 girls in the past year were pregnant.
But some of them to older men, some of them to younger, right?
Teenagers.
Mamela, some of them to older men and some of them to younger, my correct?
I'm not sure about that stat,
Because
but
we can't.
I'm saying 20,000. Let me finish this. 20,000 girls were pregnant,
Okay.
and 1,000 of them between the ages of 10 and 14 were pregnant. 1,000 of that 20,000.
I don't care who you are. No, I don't care at them. I don't really care at them. I'm talking about 14, 10, 12,
Because
11.
obviously, umntwana 14.
And I say umtwana, don't even come at me. But she said umtwana.
crap that thing you would after 12 is lunch. Crap.
Umtwana. Because now it's like, y'all don't understand. That's like crucial developmental stages. Very crucial. Very
I'm raw as well.
Me, for me, you know how disgusted I get when I see these guys, and it's like, cause I never knew. It was like, when you're so willfully blind, when you learn from your own experience, you have something to base it off of. Guys, I was like 14, 15. This guy was 27. He lied to me and said he was 20. Very young looking guy, very young, to an extent where I would be one of those girls that's picked up in like a Hyundai here at Cecil Garage. And one of my friends pointed it out to me. She's like, is that the first time you were with him? I was like, yeah, it's been a couple of times. And she's like, has he ever? And I'm like, nah, he's initiating it. And she's like, please look at your mentality for 2 seconds. All you know is life science. You're bridging on natural science, social sciences, economic management. In LO, what you're learning is HIV. You're learning that there's STDs. You're learning there's certain injections you take, certain medications
you
you
haven't learned how to deal
you
with
haven't
your
even
emotions.
thank you. You haven't even learned
how to wash dishes.
Thank
cook.
you.
You just started
there's
with period stuff.
Thank you. Like, there's so much. Now you have an emotional psyche, because I had an emotional psyche, guys, where all I knew was getting home. Like, I get my money from my mom. Like, whenever I go somewhere, she'd know where I'm going. I'd never go past the vicinity where I'm too far, because what if she drives out one time to find me?
Now
there's so much I'm thinking.
Stressing you, telling you, I saw you with another boy. And
it's not even that, man. It's not even just that. The whole manipulation part of it. You'd have to be in that's what I'm like, basing it off of my experience. You'd have to be there. Yo, the manipulation is key. If he were to use that on someone his age, it wouldn't work. He could have slapped because he says, but because I'm young and I'm like sort of not thinking about it. Luckily, I have great brothers. Me and my brothers, we talk a lot, and they're like, we saw you with the nigga. We're not gonna shout.
I said it, that it's time
that our
brothers now
but talk to me. What's going on, princess? And he never came at me like it's a matter of stay away from him. I'm your older brother. Listen to me. No, it was let's make each other understand. What the hell are you doing? No, he's older. Do you understand that he was older than all of my brothers?
You understand?
All of them. That's when it's like, what the hell? For my brothers, my brother found it awfully disgusting to date a girl 3 years older than me. 17 already, that was his cutoff age, and he had just left high school. We're talking about somebody that just turned 19, wouldn't date a 17-year-old. That's how far my brother, he would never take it that far. So it's like, yo, now you talking about somebody who is eons older than me, like, and he's doing
whose life is supposed to be set.
My man, he would groom it in a way where it's all right. He'd make you feel like it's okay. that you're doing it. It's okay. If you don't have a heavy conscience where it's like, what am I going to tell my mom? What am I going to... Yo, I used to ask myself 150 questions being in that room alone with him. What am I going to say? What if it's the one thing that used to scare the crap out of me? Pregnancy. Wait.
But for me, in closing,
Like,
from a brother to my young sisters out there,
please open. Like,
once a nigga comes to you, especially
I'm
niggas that
Dala.
are way older than you,
without a sense of protection, please.
they want one thing.
Please.
Just one thing, and you'll decide what's that.
Rinyaka mahadi, man.
In Magadia,
Yeah, you finish it.
yeah, man. That's me closing. You think about it, and with that being said, over to Neleja.
Guys, in my closing, in my wanting you to take away from this episode, is that pride is a decision. That couples with ego, you know, but also branching into and vomiting into our youth, as much as you blasted out that crazy statistic. We have to start now fixing the hole that's already there. We're not going to try and judge, because that's not what we're here for. But I commend young mothers that, I don't want to say keep their child, but the whole process of going through the manipulation and picking yourself up and moving on with your life. Doesn't matter what you did, because I'm not going to point out at, mothers who kept their kids are great moms. No, some of you didn't. And that doesn't make you the worst person on earth. That's the decision you decided to make in your life. If it works, run with it, girl. Run with it. So what I'm saying is, let us groom not just a great generation of mothers, but groom a great generation of women that are not going to end up growing into brokenness, that can actually fend for themselves in a world of manipulators. Because I'm not going to say men, because not all men are like that. Some men are protectors, some men are carers, some men are not like nurturers, some men are there to protect you, to look out for you.
If a 15-year-old is crushing on you, 27-year-old, stop that girl right there. Must stop.
Don't even make it an attitude thing. Make her see logically.
I'm flattered and everything, and just keep it there.
That's why I'm like, we're not gonna go with the monsters, because people are like, no, we have to address the rapists. Guys, those are monsters. We cannot address a monster. A monster derives pleasure from that. So what I'm literally saying to you guys is, at least let us groom a generation of either great moms who could teach their kids or their girls better things, and let us groom a generation of not broken women, but people who can stand for themselves.
You can even call people to speak and motivate us.
And groom a generation of heroic men or brothers. Simple. With that being said, again, what poem do you have for us today?
So guys, this poem is deep in my heart. It stems from practically everything we talked about in the podcast coming. And I know, guys, oh my gosh, we hate talking about relationships, guys, but the reason why I wanna tackle this poem is because, you know, you run into so much poetry that hits your gut, especially when it comes to love. But I wanted to write a poem that highlights, I don't want to say us as, but us as the heartbroken, us as the repairing, you know, us as those who are healing. I wanted to point out just how lucky, if I were to say that, how lucky the loved are. How lucky those who have found it now are. You know, their moment is right now. We get to see your moment where you get to bump into. I believe the greatest thing a human could ever do is falling in love. Yo, I don't care who says what. You can tell it it's money, it's whatever. But the feeling of knowing that someone out there is so committed to you that nothing can shake them. Only you. You found home, so much so that he knows the pillow that smells like you is everything to him. So we see it in movies. We hear it in songs. We feel it in heartthrobs, man. We read it in poems. We watch it from the outside. It glancing in, giving to those who deserve. Us, the undeserving, looking. We find it in lifetimes, yeah. Others in moments. While we have to buy it, some people own it. They have what's real, while we have to clone it. They receive its gifts, yeah. We get the short end of the stick. While it makes them tick, the pain makes us sick. They're given eternities. We have numbered forevers that end too quick. They're given flowers, yeah. We have them engraved with the edge of an ink needle, the piercings on our face. They have its happiness, yeah. We get its rage. For their standing ovations, we get booed off stage. They're given its youth. while we get it with age. It's at peace with their hearts. Yeah, we had to fight it. We have burning stars. Yeah, their galaxies collided. Our vague definitions, they have defined it. They have its freedom. We have confinement. It's untold and unwritten stories versus heart-winning novels. While it walks with them, it makes us grovel. Our dismissals versus their constructive criticism. For their enthusiasm, we have our cynicism. They have its name. We have it dubbed. They're the ones in love. We're the Heartbreak Club. In closing,
Applause. Guys, can you bring the camera this side, bro? Can you bring the camera this side?
thank you guys. The poem is called The
We've just
Heartbreak Club.
listened to
I
greatness.
want this one, bro.
We just listened to greatness.
Yes, the reason why I didn't start with the title, guys, the title of the poem's at the end.
Guys,
The Heartbreak
let's
Club.
embrace what we have.
I love the suspense. Yeah.
You might be like, hey, when I'm subbing to take out your issues, yo. Yeah, one of this, it tubs the heart. I'm feeling like it's lean, you know?
Yay, chill like it's sleep.
On that note, follow us, subscribe,
Please.
Pagaza, Yonkinto,
Yenza.
Yenza Wasana. Yenza Wasana.
So it's
Everything, guys. Thank
love
you.
you.
We love you
Thank you so
guys.
much, yo.
We signing
Sunny
out.
Mona.
By the way, guys, I appreciate you, man. Get for man, it's any.
You know the family, the things of the family.
I thank you. That's like yo, guys, I don't. Yo, like I don't.
We bongo so you for the guy.
God bless you. And then it's about reach, baby. It's about way.
Of course, that's what we call it. Come on.
We've got money.
Come on. You know one thing about God that He has taught us?
Yes.
He said, do not worry about what the world brings to you.
Exactly.
You understand? When I work, I will do miracles. Simple. Don't say, hey, I got this. You don't got this. God got this.
Because you know.
You understand? So,
That's so
don't worry about the words not coming in when you are studying. God will bring them. Don't worry about those words that you're gonna say at an interview. God will bring them. You understand? If you are going through
if you don't
the
turn
worst,
into a meme, God is
if you are
there.
going through the worst thing in your life, don't worry.
A voice
God is
over
there.
me.
Whatever it may be. You can even say, hey, Mara, I feel like God was not there. God put you through that thing for a reason. You're gonna come out a bigger person. Signing out.
Hallelujah, God.
Witness the great ish of N Mc Bunda ish.